Hello, everyone. Happy today. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Iman Show. My name is Iman, and I will be your host for the next 90 minutes. Tonight, we are going to talk about you because you're important, because you matter. Today, we talk about you and your stories and your inspirational story. As you know, Wednesdays are all about your experiences, your stories. I made so many great friends here on this show, but we are going to expand this community every day. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's show because this is one of my favorite topics to get to know you. As you know, we are now live on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. So when you see sometimes I'm kind of like wandering around, aping with numbers and keys and clicking all stuff. So don't panic. I'm taking care of everything by myself. So it might be a little bit weird sometimes. Uh, Again, thank you for watching me. Let's see who is here to join, who wants to join me today. I would love to hear from new friends who, or maybe sometimes that's something. Today I was thinking about it that when you think you know someone, maybe a colleague, a friend, someone you've been spending time with, do you really know them? Do you know their stories? Do you take your time to sit with them, talk with them, learn about them, or you just think, oh, they're doing good? Of course, just knowing someone's name doesn't mean that you know them. And I, I think it's a good idea sometimes to think about people that we believe that we know, and we think that uh, they're familiar, even in your workplace or your circle, your friends. Maybe reach out to them and let them know that you're there if they want to talk. Yeah. Okay, so begin. Let's begin. And who wants to join? Who wants to talk? Share their stories. And let's go. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you? Everything is all right, Mr. Doctor?
Everything is awesome, going great. Thank you so much. Would you please introduce yourself and let us know where are you connecting from?
Yes, of course. My name is Atifem. I'm actually born in Iran, but I'm living in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a time, actually, I study journalism. So sometimes when I have a time, I see your presentation and your live. That you're talking with different people from different countries and cultures and languages and all the south. It's made me happy. Actually, it's first time that I'm on your live.
Mm-hmm.
And
Welcome.
so
Welcome to the show. Welcome for the first time. Thank you for joining, Atife. And as I just said, Wednesdays we talk about you. You're a young woman, young woman. I don't know how come you ended up in Germany and what you're doing. And I'm sure that you already have so many inspirational stories in your journey. But if you don't mind, please just let us know a little bit of your stories.
Of course not. Actually, because when we are right now in these days and this planet, what we have, 2022 is an interesting year, actually, in the hard year, if I be honest. And I'm making my weblog and the Twitter and all the stuff as a young lady, 23 years old, and all the experiences in Iran and other countries in the Middle East and Europe. So I try to do my job in a good way. It's hard, it's not easy, and it was not also easy. That's why I made a weblog and a Twitter for the people and official I have and a project in my mind for the others, a young lady that they were at my age many years ago. So it's hard, it's not easy. What I want to talk is about, as you said, it's about me. So me as a young lady, almost 6 years ago, when I left Iran, Turkey, and 8 countries, and I arrived to Europe end of 2016. It was not that much easy, but we think like, oh yes, and in Europe and other countries like that much beautiful. Okay, the life was going, and I thought, no,
Kharid.
It doesn't matter where you live.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. You need a hard work, and it's not easy to get your goal that much easy. Like everything be فارسی که مثل اینکه همه چیز آماده باشه, like everything is ready for you. So
everything is served in a platter, everything ready for you. It's not like this.
Exactly. A lot of things in our life we don't even plan it. We cannot even imagine what is going to happen. So, but I me as a young lady, so I spent it, and to be in a life, to be today where I am right now and at home, I would like to say, it wasn't that easy. That's why I have the project and for the humans being, especially for the children and the women. I'm not a lot of people say, oh yeah, Tahiri, you are kind of feminist, but I'm not. What I really care is about humans being. It's about everyone that they have the same right and they should have the same right. So when we are fighting for humans' rights, for example, like Libya, Cuba, Palestine, Syria, Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all other countries, they have right now a lot of problems. So it's important we do something. And it's important that we to show, yes, we are alive and we are fighting and we are doing something. So it's not easy. It's hard, really hard. Sometimes, like I get like I don't want to tell that I give up, but I get tired, you know. So I get silent and just focus and like think about, okay, what should I do more? What I really did and all the less, and even when I'm talking to you, Mr. Doctor, is the longer reason is that I fight with everyone, with the family, with the society in Iran, with the Middle East countries, with the Islamic countries, with the European countries, all this. So there is expressions, someone asked the Shakespeare, when someone asks me, how old are you? What should I answer? The day that you born, you are very young. But the experience is what you have. That's very old. So I would like to say I'm like 45 years old woman. but it's not my age the day that I born. So that's why it's important that we share our experiences and to tell the women, the men, the human being to be strong enough. Don't give up. And always, maybe sometimes we are in a blockade, and in German it's blockade. Like, Monsieur bombastic.
Blockage, yeah, kind of like, yeah.
In a block, and you don't know what is going to happen. What do you want to do? What the fuck is that? Like, what? What should I do? But you can't still, even at that moment that everything is closed and every door is closed to you, you can do something. But it's dependent of you. You have to move. So you have to don't give up. You have to find a lot of alternative to other options, to more and more and more and more and more answers, results that we can get. So I couldn't even believe when I was working with the American and Syrian. So I was almost hitting. Don't get shocked. I know a lot of people get shocked. So it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even believe. My parents, they didn't like it that I work, but I said to my dad, hey, when I will die, I will die. So when I will be late, and I will be. So don't worry about that. What I really keep it still today and right now, I never give up. I had bad experiences, good and bad, but I didn't give up. And I fight. I'm really fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Just make this an inspiration and bring it in your life and keep it and fight with that and find the result and then let it go good. Especially for the young ladies that had a project and workshop in Germany in Munich, that there was a young lady and she was crying. She was asking, my parents are from Saudi Arabia. What should I do? So they don't like that I study, for example, even graphic designer. That's really shock. In 2021, like last year, it's a shock that a young lady is talking about just studying major. It's a major. It's just a subject that you want to study as a lady. You know, it's a shy actually. Like I was shocked. Like even she born in Germany, she's studying in Germany, she's going to school in Germany, but still in 2022 and 2021, like last year and also this year, we have the same problem that we had many hundred years ago. And it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
What I really like, and my beautiful lady is Bishop, and my beautiful lady, I don't know how many ladies right now that are listening to me. Please, I know parents are important. I know parents like mom and dad, no one is like being like them. But sometimes we have to fight. When there is some parents that they don't want that you be the same, or that you have the same rights like a man or like a boy. So I didn't decide that like that. No one decided the world that they born in some other countries or some other cultures or some other languages or whatever else, even sexuality. So we didn't decide.
All right.
And what's really important that you just fight. Don't give up. It's really fucking important. And today, if you don't do that, no one then is going to like stop it.
Thank you so much. I mean, the passion that you have, the topic that you just talked about, like I understand that you have so much to share, and I'm so glad that you were able to join me today.
Yes.
It's Atife, it's really nice to talk to you, and you are more than welcome to come back again and again, and maybe we can have more time to talk. Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone, and have a beautiful night.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. That was a really nice share. The passion, the energy, she felt everything, every single word that she said. That is great. So let's continue with our guests. Today we talk about you. What is your story? What do you want to talk about? What is your inspirational? Like it might sound weird, but I do think about my topics sometimes. And inspirational story. It doesn't mean that you need to come up with like a story from a war zone or the biggest earthquake, the largest, the most, the significant, let's say, chasing story about something or dramatic. You might just come up with the story that you witnessed today in the street. Something happened that inspired you. We all learn from each other. We all learn from our environment. And if you have something to, something that inspired you, you can come up and you can talk about that as well. So don't think that you need to have like some magical story. Misana, you will be the next guest, Misana, after our Leslie, I guess, is going to. Hello? Hello? It's on ceiling now. Windows as well. Here we go. Let's. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Munisa. My name is Munisa, but it's nickname Misana.
Melissa.
Munisa.
Munisa. Oh,
Yes.
Munisa.
Yes.
Munisa means like,
Gently.
yeah, like dear friend. Like
Yes.
more than dear friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Munisa. Like the one, the only one friend, kind of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me. Where are you connecting from?
I'm from Bosnia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born in Sarajevo, and I'm living in Switzerland now.
Mm-hmm.
And hello to all of these people. Amazing. I just heard the girl that just a little bit before shared her story,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say that I have better story. Not better, but the not easiest one. But I would not share like this. I would share just like an experience that we learn from all of that, and that we from each experience, no matter war or anything was happened in our life. It's just that we should be grateful for this experience and continue to be better
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves, for us to be better for our children or for other people, our friends, families, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my opinion. And then she said that it's not easy. Well, it's perception. It's everything how you look about and what you see. Okay, we are seeing a bar. We can't see peace there,
Mm-hmm.
but we can pray. We can hope. We can help. We can be positive. We can do
so many things we can think differently, put our energy differently. Global energy is really important for the for all of us, because one study made by many scientific, I don't know how you say that in English, scientific. It's made by them. They said that global energy, the people, how they think, that in this, how you call that, in this particular time, there is a lot of there is a lot of, how do you say that, strange things happened, a lot of fear. There is a lot of fear. Media made us fear. Like, for example, we each other, we are influencing the fear. So everything is fear. You are going to buy something. They put you 3 price, and they made you, they manipulated you by fear. You will lose money if you don't take one product. You see, you will lose if you don't make. So they will use fear to let you to buy something. So everything is about the fear. Fear is one illusion, and there is a lot of fear in one place. There is catastrophe. There is a kind of there is war, there is tsunami, there is hurricane, there is something that's happened, there is earthquake, there is a lot of bad things happened. So I think everything is about energy, and if we pull this energy, everything, if we make us look how we feel every day, each day, concentrated about ourselves.
Munisa, let me ask you a question. You mentioned that you were born in Bosnia.
Yes.
And now you live in Switzerland. Let's talk about this portion of your life, that how you ended up in Switzerland, and how is life now, how was back then, like what was the transformation story about you started in Bosnia and how you ended up in Switzerland, and how do you feel right now?
Look, I was born like also like and I'm born in Sarajevo. Yes, I passed all war there, and I was hungry. I was with no water. I was, I was child, 10 years old, until I'm 14. It was like we couldn't go anywhere, so I don't know. It's when I talk about that, it's just like when I talk to my friends, when I talk to people that I just get to know. It's just that I'm sharing my experience in the way that yes, I survived and nothing happened, and thanks God. And this is my experience, the one that I prefer from all experience in my life. Because
from war zone in Bosnia, and you ended up in Switzerland, and what kept you going? I think that was just trust that everything gonna be all right.
It's not just I was just I just left to Turkey. I speak Turkish. I left when I have 21. When I was 21, I left there. I married there. I had one child. I have one child. And she's 17 years old now 18. So I speak Turkish as well as Russian, as well as English and French. The French part of Switzerland.
Mhm.
And I am yes, from Turkey. I get back to Bosnia. I divorced. I had courage to divorce because it was not
Mhm.
good for me. And then I start to think where I'm going and where I will be most protected. And then to 2007, I just came and came to Switzerland with my daughter and stay here. And when we see now, I have one apartment there in Turkey because I love this country. My parents, my sister's brother, they're in Bosnia. So there is many things that I had been part of my life, like everyone, all kinds of experience. I had my child all alone. Yes, she doesn't see her father for I don't know 14 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's okay. It's okay. It does happen. So it doesn't mean that I can't continue in my life. You see that I can get better. That I can stay positive. Stay when you. It's depending how you speak. It's depending how you feel. Uh, I don't feel. I don't feel special. I don't feel. I feel just that this is life and this is experience like a single mom who saw the the war, who can be who is full of empathy, who still does care about herself, about my look, about how I will, which energy where to put, and to see all what's happened now with COVID, with now Ukraine. I have a lot of Russian friends, and I'm neither on. I'm not on the side. I don't take the side. I take peace side. You see, I'm on the peace side.
Well, thank you so much, Munisa, for joining me. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
And before you leave, would you please give us a big smile? Yeah, because you were talking about your stories. Even though now you survived, you thrived, you made it happen, and you are still growing and giving back the energy to the world. But thinking about all these memories, I saw that your whole your soul was still like thinking about all this stuff, and it was not so happy. So just keep the smile up, please. And thank you so much for joining me. It was nice to talk to you. Hopefully we can talk later again.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you to
Thank you. Thank you.
to bring me to your show. Thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.
Okay, she was a child in a war, 10-year-old. As she said, like she felt, she had days with hunger, fear, anxiety. Of course, PTSD. War is not a joke. And now she's just talking about it like she's talking about a story, a movie, or like a book that she read. This is how we survive. And when you pass it, when you take this magnifier that you put on, the present is a magnifier. Everything is now is just so big. But when it passes, it passes. When you look back, things that we all thought that we cannot survive, we do survive, and then we thrive, and everything gonna be all right. This is life. C'est la vie. And now she speaks 4 languages and doing great. That's awesome. And Let's see if we have our next guest. And yeah, so you can just send your send the request if you want to join. And join the topic. Hello.
How are you? Sorry, I just have to close the curtain. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dr. Iman?
Thank you so much.
Okay, I have to put some good filters because my connection is really worse.
Momina from Hamilton.
Yeah, I have a very, very interesting story to share with you today.
All right.
Okay, and let's just say, sorry, my kids are awake today. Anything can happen in the background.
I see one answer. Can kids eat the juice plus?
Kids can have Juice Plus, of course, after age 3. Yes.
Okay, Dr. Iman, my story is this. I got this, and I'm so excited. I usually don't share personal stories, but this is my story. I got this, and I got this. I'm really happy. And you know what? My little one, he ate 3 gummies. Is it okay? I'm really worried. He's 4 years old.
So I'm so glad. I just thank you so much. Cause that's amazing. You just joined to show your Juice Plus.
Yeah, because I'm really excited. And now, sorry, earthquake is coming. So, Milady, please say hello.
Hello.
Say hi. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And say, what do you want to say about Juice Plus veggies? He said I love vegetables.
I like vegetables.
You like vegetables?
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Doctor, I'm so sorry.
So that's awesome. That's beautiful. Honestly, this is inspirational to me too.
Oh my
Okay, now she's just.
Oh
Oh, God.
I want to ask you about Juice Plus, and like I told you I have costochondritis.
Okay.
Fibromyalgia.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Mustafa, can you please go and watch
Mm.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Iman.
Okay, it's okay.
Today. Oh my goodness. Mustafa,
All right.
please, here you go.
Okay.
Thank you. Mustafa, please don't put this with the
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Dr. Iman.
No, that's okay. That's all right. So he just jumped in. It tried everything. It's okay. Bye. Thank you. Yeah.
He actually recording for you in which we sing I love vegetables. Thank you, Dr. Iman. I will send that to you.
Okay. Thank you. So this is something about Juice Plus. When you take him, that's actually really nice that you join. And I mean, this is the first-hand experience with children who do not eat vegetables and fruits, and it's not easy to feed them like broccoli and carrots and stuff. But these gummies have all these fruits and vegetables in a gummy, and they love it. The way that they want to.
First time ever in my life I heard from a 4-year-old baby that, oh, mama, I love vegetables. Like my face was weird. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And does this helps? This is like multivitamin kind of thing, right?
It's way more than multivitamins. It's the whole food and whole fruits and vegetables. Vitamins is extraction, sometimes artificial thing, which is not as pure and organic as this. And there are so much more in fruits that we don't know what is inside them. So we have them all in the capsules and the gummies. So it's way more than vegetables. It's way more than vitamins.
Okay, like this is completely safe because he ate 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you need to be careful with their energy now.
Oh my God, he couldn't sleep in the afternoon after taking this. So definitely this gives energy. That's 100% for sure.
All right. So thank you so much for joining and sharing your story. That was beautiful. That was so refreshing.
I will share other stories stories next week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you, Dr. Imran.
Thank you,
Take care.
Momina. Thank you. Bye. Something really interesting is that children like me. It's really important that children like me. No joke. They do. The other day I mean not the other day, but almost like a year ago when I was just started doing what I'm doing, a friend of mine, Nikki, she's like a big shot in all this like PR firm and all this stuff like this. She reached me out and she asked me to make a video for her niece, I guess. You know, that little Sophie who eats snow outside. And families who live in Canada, they know this is a real struggle. That children go out, kids, you know, they put snow in their mouth, and it's not healthy, it's not clean. Sometimes it might have some problems like that. So anyway, so she asked me to make a video and ask Sophia not to eat snow. I did. And she shared the video on her platform. And me talking about snow, kids don't eat snow, went viral. And I was like, oh my God, no, this is not going to happen. Don't do this to me. But yeah, so she said that, you know, the kids are just keep watching it. They like watching me. I'm just saying. Yeah. You never know. Yeah. So don't eat snow. There's not much left, but anyway. Snow is water, of course. Yeah, I know snow is water, but snow comes down, snow get dirty, snow in the street, like cars pass by, dogs, cats, birds, you know, you never know. Snow is water, a dirty water, probably. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's continue with our stories. And I cannot see who is. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Go to the school. Yes, that's a good idea. Hello. Hello. Hello, I can hear you. It's kind of like dark where you are, and I think you just not so ready for. Are you? Yes, no. It's 100% okay. It's fine because when this is a common mistake when you join a live, and I don't know why Instagram offers you send a request to join his live. And you send a request. Sometimes it thinks like you just say, so if you don't send the request, they will send you out. They just drop you out. Like it's not like that. Yeah, so let's continue. And let's cross our finger. Wait for the right phone. 3, 2. No. 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 Mm-hmm. Okay. Pronto. Yes, pronto. Let's go with pronto. Mhm. All right. Apparently, we are. Mhm. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
It's kind of like loud, and I don't know. Like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But my phone's running out of battery. Can I join again with another phone?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I remember sometimes when I walk into the university and open the wrong door and go to the wrong lecture, just look around. Yeah, maybe that was a right lecture, but the ambience, the vibe was not exactly what I want. So just take a look. Yeah, thank you. I'll come back later. Yes, it's okay. Yeah, that was the same kind of like concept. All right. All right. So let's continue. Our guests. Hello.
Oh,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing really good today.
When is the wedding? I just ask it. I don't know. Like, when exactly is the wedding? Mhm.
Mine or the wedding that I'm supposed to go to?
Apparently, you're ready for yours, but I don't know.
Mine was 24 years ago.
Okay, it's time for anniversary. It's kind of like what they call it, like the same thing.
Oh, it's so funny. I was on live with Uzma and Momina,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Oh, you look so radiant." She goes, "I know there was one time you were doing something and you had like eyeliner and makeup on. So today
Mhm.
I did my eyes and I did my lips and I went on live for Ikra. We got $200. Yay!
Yay! Yay.
And so I decided to, take care of myself.
Mhm.
It feels good.
Beautiful. That's awesome. So now that you are on and you're ready, so, and I'm sure so not maybe not all my viewers know about your story. Do you mind talk about your story in a nutshell, just to
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try to. Oh, I guess I did.
Mhm.
I want you to. So, hi, my name is Rashda. I live in California. 3
Mhm.
years ago, in January, I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. I had an 8-hour surgery. They tried to do it laparoscopically, but it couldn't. So they basically, my left ovary was covered all with metastatic cancer. So I had a full hysterectomy, but they took out some of the lymph nodes, but there was some pieces that could not get taken out. So I've been on chemotherapy for the last 3 years. This last PET scan has shown that I have, from everything that I've gone through, that I only have 2 centimeters left of cancer.
Congratulations. And that was your inspirational story. Guys, nothing is the end of the world.
No.
We had a guest literally lived in a war zone as a kid, as a 10-year-old. And she now joined and she talked like she's on top of the world. Rashda is like a walking example. She was diagnosed by cancer 3 years ago, and now she is the most glorious person around, and she is not just surviving, now she's thriving, and she is like radiating this energy, helping Ikra with all her heart, and taking care of herself. and hopefully her husband doesn't ask for more laundry and breakfast and those kind of stuff.
I will have to say things have really shifted in our relationship. But
Mhm.
besides cooking, my husband will do everything. He does his own laundry.
Mhm.
My husband is like, he's the opposite of me. Like, I will throw things around. My husband is very neat, very proper. I'm not the woman who, like, when we go, the typical Pakistani woman who has to, like, when we go somewhere, he packs his own stuff. I pack my own stuff. So in that way, I'm very, very blessed.
Mhm.
As long as he gets a fresh roti,
Mhm.
every day, he's happy.
Mhm.
That's all he asks for. So I couldn't ask for.
That's all men ask for. I mean, that's the first thing first. Yeah, of course. You take care of their belly, everything's gonna be right. Yeah.
So I'm very proud to say, like, yesterday and today, and I just feel like ever since I joined this campaign for Ikra, I was live for her. I was on live with her.
Mhm.
I went live for about an hour, and we raised, like I said, $200. I'm so thankful to everybody for helping. I mean, the fact that I can even do that much. But like today and yesterday, I actually got up. Today I did my makeup. I had breakfast. I did the dishes. I started one meal. I kneaded the dough that we make, and then it lasts. We had 2 huge boxes of stuff that came in from Walmart. I tore them open, which are usually my husband's job.
Mhm.
But I'm like, he's at work, and I'm home. I can do it. I put everything away, tore up the boxes, put them in recycling, and then came on live, and I feel like a totally different person.
Mhm.
I feel like I've been walking 30 minutes every single day for exercising. I haven't done that in years, and so I just feel so like internally thankful to God every day, because I wake up. It's really weird. I wake up kind of but once I'm up,
And just to mention that you are taking your Juice Plus for last at least 2 to 3 months now. 2 months. Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah, and I started out with 2, but I take 4 pills of each one.
Mhm.
So I take 16 pills. Yeah.
It's literally food. There's no dosage. You can get as much as you want.
I will tell you, I'm literally like, I will have breakfast, and it's so filling. I had breakfast at 12. Well, that's late for me, but
Mhm.
and I just had a banana right now.
Mhm.
That's it.
Great.
And that'll probably last me through dinner. And then I have dinner. We have dinner between 6:30 and 7, and then I don't eat anything else after
Mhm.
that, because I don't need to. I don't have any craving. We got I don't know if I brought this up, but we get Girl Scout cookies, if anybody knows.
Mhm.
We ate Girl Scout cookies. My daughter we got 6 boxes. Out of those 6 boxes, I had 1 cookie. And the only reason I had that cookie because it was a new brand of cookies.
1 cookie is just a misunderstanding.
So, I mean, no, but I'm telling you, like, I can't tolerate, like, the sugar amount in it ever since I started Juice Plus.
Mhm.
Like, high sugar things, high fat things, high fried food things, my body just doesn't
Mhm.
like them anymore.
I just noticed a Sosa on TikTok and many others friends. They're asking about Juice Plus, that what actually is and where they can get it. You already know. I mean, you already hear that how amazing is Juice Plus, and I don't want to be like a sales pitch thing, but if you already know that you're ready to get your Juice Plus, you can go to my website, iman1.juiceplus.com. There is a link on my bio on the link tree. The last one is my Juice Plus website. You can order it in Canada, US, Mexico, all around Europe, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, and Dubai. if you have a question, you want to just have a conversation with me before you order your Juice Plus, on my bio, second one is WhatsApp, business WhatsApp. You can send me a message, just just say Juice Plus. I want to know about Juice Plus, and I will help you with that as well. So these are inspirational, real stories. Momina, her share was amazing because it's really, if you ever worked with children, you know how hard is it to make them eat vegetables, and the
Yes.
way that they put all these vegetables ingredient in a what they call gummies, it's amazing. So she,
Yes.
her kids are already loving it. So if you want to order your Juice Plus, go to iman1.juiceplus.com. It's on my link tree. But if you want to, because this is not just ordering, you can order and take your Juice Plus anywhere. When you order Juice Plus through me, I am your distributor, and then you have this community of people like the Juice Plus family that we have. All these people who are connected to Juice Plus through me, we have a big community. It's growing every day. You take care of each other. You support each other. You share your stories, and we have more business opportunities. We have Zoom meetings and supporting calls all day long.
You will not believe how much it will change you. I'm the biggest skeptic in the world. I've had weight issues my whole life, and since starting Juice Plus, I've dropped 19 pounds because I gained a lot of weight when I was on immunotherapy, which was due to steroids, which, as a surgeon, steroids make you very plump, unfortunately, and make you gain weight. I gained 50 pounds last year, so out of that 50, I'm close to now. I've dropped 20.
20 pounds in 2 months.
In the last 2 months.
And
I
it's
did not do anything, guys.
and it's not a magic pill. You don't think that it's kind of like a chemical thing. It's all vegetables and fruits and everything you don't eat, but you have to. This is bridging this gap. That's the thing. Thank you so much for joining. It's always nice to have you. It's really lovely to see you taking care of yourself, and your face is glowing, and I'm so happy to see you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Iman.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye. All right. Again, if you already are, and it's not about just buy this course. Oh, you made your decision and spent the thousands of dollars. It's just the $3 a day. You receive your product. Mine is right here. Recently, they sent me my second supply yesterday. It's $3 a day. You receive every nutrition that you need, and that's beautiful. Go to iman1.juiceplus.com. The link is on my link tree, Juice Plus at the end, or go to my link tree on my bio and send me a WhatsApp message and say, hi, I want to know about Juice Plus. I will guide you through it. And now that you're going to my link tree, there is a link for Ikra Deniz. Ikra is a little angel in Turkey, 2-year-old, and she needs our immediate help with her medication. She's suffering from a very rare genetic disease, and she needs immediate help with her medication. Please make your donations. Doesn't matter how much. When you make your donation, the third name is Ikra Deniz in my Linktree bio. They will send you a thank you message. Your name will be there anyway, so I'm checking the names, but if you send me the screenshot, I will add your name. Let me show you here. Yeah, we have a drawing raffle thing every week. On Sundays we have giveaways and we have winners. This Sunday we have a beautiful Louis Vuitton and wallet. This wallet is for Rushda actually gave it away, the new original authentic Louis Vuitton wallet. We have two Gucci purses. The one who actually gave it to me doesn't want me to announce the name, but two beautiful, like honestly, if I could carry purses, I'd probably consider those. But yeah, so we have two Gucci purses and we have wallet, and just make it happen. Go make your donations. All right, thank you. So let's continue with our guests. See who is here, ready to join and share. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you so much for accepting me.
Absolutely, of course. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Olga.
Hmm.
I am from Moldova, and I'm living in London.
Moldova, and where do you live?
London.
London. Okay, thank you for joining me, Olga.
Thank you so
And
much for everything that you're doing.
of course, thank you. You're very welcome. So, what is your story? What do you want to share today?
I would like to share about. I don't really like to share my personal story, life story, but I would like to share how I went from depression, darkness to my light side.
Mhm.
I understood that depression actually for me was a sign that I need to change something. And when I understood that the only person that can help me actually is me,
Mm-hmm.
everything started to change in my life because I didn't put any responsibilities on others. And so that happiness is my duty.
Mm-hmm.
So now I am 29 years old and I'm studying in London and I'm doing I level here, I don't know if you know, before university.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working also. It's never too late to start to change your career, to do something new.
You're 29.
Yeah,
You're too young to even say that. It's never too late. You're too young to even say that.
No, but I can hear sometimes people at the 22 and they want to do university. They say, "Oh, maybe it's too late for me to start a new profession or something." They say, "No, it's not, because I'm doing I level for adults."
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that people, they want to change something in their lives, to do something new. It's interesting. It's like level 3 before you need to have a certificate diploma to go to university here in London. And it's like, for me, it's a big dream to have a degree here at University of Greenwich. I don't know if you know. And they already accepted me. So.
Okay, let me ask you a simple question. Not simple, I don't know. The answer is depends on you, but regardless of this fact that you don't want to talk about your personal journey, and it's understandable, of course. You mentioned that you were in your dark place and you were going through depression, and now you find your path and your happiness. My simple question, my maybe one word, like one simple answer, I don't know. What, if you want to point at one thing, what was that one simple thing that helped you go through it? If you want to choose one.
Actually, it was my family.
Mm-hmm. Family.
Yeah.
Family.
They were everything for me, but from this point, I have started to understand that I don't need to put my happiness on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I understood that I am a different person. I need to be a separate individual, and I understood that my depression was like a sign that I was like a people pleaser. For me, family was everything.
Mhm.
Everything, like 100%. I was dedicated to my family, so I understood that I need to do this for them also, but for me,
Mhm.
like
Family.
you can understand it, like
Yeah, family is essential. Honestly, friends are amazing, and
yes,
friends also, family as well. Like they come and go, but there are days in our lives that no friends will be there. I mean, it's not because they are not good friends, because they are human beings. I think family is, and
I think
not just blood. You know, blood make you relative.
because we are part of them, like we are extension of them. I have something for my mom, something for my father, and it's like it's a combination of them. I cannot deny them like a person. Even they are having like I'm having some parts of my personality, but I love them with all of my heart, unconditional love, and I feel that they love me same, but they cannot express it in the way that I'm expecting.
Mhm.
But it's fine. For me, it's like I went through a lot of depression because my family didn't show me that they love me, but they are so proud of me. I was expecting them to give me that kind of, oh, I'm really so proud of you. But I understood that they were through a lot of trauma in their childhood, and they cannot give me because they cannot express themselves. So it's my job to understand that. And now everything changed.
Mhm.
They started to say me that, oh, we love you so much. Even my dad yesterday said for first time, like in my languages sounds different, but I will try to translate like, oh, you're my daughter, like my father's daughter, like
Mhm.
in my language. I was like, oh my god, he said it for first time.
دختر بابایی. I understand what you say. Like in Farsi, we said that yeah, that's my girl kind of thing.
Yes,
Mhm.
like for me was like, wow, he
Mhm.
said that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Olga, for joining. Thank you for sharing your story, and I'm so glad that you find your way and you're happy and you're shining, and keep doing it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you a lot. When you accepted me, when you accepted me for first time in your life, I was asleep for 24 hours because of the war,
Mhm.
and thank you so much for.
You're welcome. You're always welcome to join back. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Bye.
Thank you.
So let's see, what did I learn? What did I learn from her story, regardless of all other things that we might learn today? It's something like maybe tiny, maybe deeper in other layers. When her dad told her nothing extraordinary, he just told her that he loves his daughter, and he shows his love, how her life changed with just simple word, simple act, simple opening your heart. Mhm. If you don't, I mean, forget about all this, let's say, training purposes. I want to say it, training purposes or politics. Not say it now, later. Oh, it's not good for now. I mean, it's too much to do. You know, I mean, if you love someone, let them know, especially your family. If you miss them, you reach them out. Doesn't matter if no, I'm waiting for them to call or like anything like this. Don't do this. You don't know how much time do we have. So make sure you let them know if you love them. Mhm. Alrighty. Mhm. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how
Can
are
you hear
you?
me well?
I can hear you well. You look like a pilot. You look like a
Sorry.
Air Force kind of thing.
I'm going to explain you why for just 1 minute.
Mm.
No, I'm always here because I have the best internet connection. But
Okay.
I have to switch rooms.
Mhm.
So this is my son's.
Okay, yeah, that was too big for you. I mean, I was 100% sure that you are not going to buy this. Yeah.
I was going to protect him.
Mm,
Wow, what an evening.
mm,
I was very inspired by the stories of each one of the ladies and the last lady, Olga. It reminded me of my father too. It's incredible, and the showing, the telling. I knew my father until age 7. Then there was separation, and you must know that he had a family before, and I grew up. I had a big brother, two sisters, elder. So I was the little one of 4. Can you imagine? And it's only at 35 that I thought I'm missing my dad, and I did miss him, but I missed my brother and my 2 sisters. I was separated at age 7 from the most important people in my life.
mm.
And it impacted me fully all my adult life. And I only got aware 10 years ago. So adults who separate, they don't always know how impactful it can be. Being separated from your dad or your mom, but when you are separated from your siblings, you have no control. They missed me, I missed them.
Mhm.
All 3 of them are very connected and they really love me because I was the little baby. And they live in Andalusia, and my wish is to be closer to them physically, but we are able to be close without being physically close.
Mhm.
And I think I developed that. I have that with my daughter too. She went to Peru like 3 weeks ago, and she got on a trip to the jungle. Her father was very concerned. She didn't have any internet. My brother, who's in Peru, was very concerned, my little brother. And I was feeling at peace because I developed a connection which is not physical. And I did not train on this, it's just there.
Mhm.
And I just want to encourage anyone who is in that same situation where physically you are distant, know that you are close.
Mhm.
We are not only humans with physical, let's say, features. We have spiritual features, and the connection can be made on another level. And I think some people know that. Others don't, but don't be saddened or scared for them. Just know that you can always tap into that connection. And
Well,
that's
it reminded me of some, because what you did, and that's interesting how you learned through your experience with your siblings that you can physically be separated from your loved ones, and your mind, your I want to say emotional intelligence developed the way that you now your I want to call it a trick, what you use is you use love, but how? it reminded me of this small devices with like a GPS that they put in their car. Wherever they go, whatever, even if you don't know where's your car, you just look at your GPS. Oh, my car is there. That's where my car is. You made a GPS of love and place it in your loved ones. Your little girl were in jungle in Peru, no connection physically, but you knew that she's doing right because your GPS was talking to you, and that she's doing okay. It's not a myth that this connection is real, because how many times we had the feeling that we need to reach out to someone, and when you call them, you say, "Oh my God, I really needed you today. I was thinking about you. I knew that you're gonna call, or I was just, I'm so happy that you called because I definitely needed to talk to you." This is the GPS. Sometimes it's old. Sometimes it's not refreshed. The software need to be updated, but we all have this GPS. Just turn it on and upgrade it with love, and you are connected anyway.
Yes, yes. And one other story. First of all, people notice my skin. So Choose Plus is doing its work without people telling. I just
Awesome.
need to send them the link. I even spoke to someone who was buying Red Bull. I do not speak to people normally in a parking lot, but I went to that person, a man, and I said, "Are you going to drink all this?" And he said, "Yes, one a day." I said, "That's not good for you, I know." I said, "I have something better," but I need to send out the links to people. But what I wanted to say is that in the past I was a teacher, and I bonded with two young ladies. She was 11 and her sister was 8 in Kosovo, and they had also been in the war. And I was very connected with them. I don't know why. It was a special connection. And when I left the school, I was there for 2 years. They got the chance to have their papers, like refugee papers, and they were supposed to go into a family. Like they had to choose a family. And they asked the principal for my phone number to ask me if I was okay. It's not adoption, it's just taking them in my house. And they got the chance to say with whom they want to live, and they asked me, and I was honored. And I wanted to do everything, so social worker came to my home. At the same time, I was becoming ill at that time, and then for some family reason, because they had a family member that also had to approve, they did not get the chance to live. And 10 years later, I met them. One of them got married, and she said, "I really wanted to live with you, but destiny changed." But that was also a love connection. Like, I wanted to take care of them, they wanted to be taken care of, but it wasn't meant to be. And what I mean to say is, even when we do things like for Ikra, Venice, we have not met her only through socials, but we are connected in some way with her. And we do what we can with what we have, and we need to be at peace with that too. And like you said, and I find it very profound, it's we do what we can, and we do not even, of course we want an outcome, a positive one, but not everything is based on outcome. You need to really honor the journey. So
you do your best and then detach from the outcome. It's not what is going to determine your performance. When you do your best, you don't even, when you've done anything you could and you have an exam, you don't even think about the result anymore, because there's not much you can do. There's nothing else you can do. So this is they call it like the law of detachment. Put your all effort and then detach from the result. That's the best way to approach.
It's not easy to do, but when you can, that's the best way to live.
Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your share, and thank you for. I'm so glad that your friends already seeing the Juice Plus effect. Juice Plus effect is kind of like butterfly effect. But yeah, yesterday I had a call with Rochelle. She is one of our new partners in Canada. She called me and she said, you're supposed to have a call for me to give her the basic material to start her business. And she called me and she said, I already have my first customer. I said, how did you do that? I mean, I didn't even introduce you to the business. How did you do that? She said, I've been taking it for 2 weeks, and one of my friends saw me and she said, what are you doing to it? And I tried to explain. I said, okay, I will tell you later. She said, just don't talk. Just let me know how I can get this. And that's how she started her business. That's amazing. That was my inspiration of the story, because when I started this business, I was thinking about a product that you don't need to be a salesman or saleswoman to be able to succeed, because it just take care of itself. This is as good as it is. So just need to be honest and spend time and just be dedicated. Everything is going to be all right.
Actually, I want to say you just need to walk around and glow.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are walking here around without any masks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's over and done with, only on the buses,
Mm-hmm.
even in the supermarket. So we can see people and people can see us. So it will become even easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Nice to see you always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Nice day. Bye. Alrighty. So again, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. My friends who have been there from the beginning, it might be like that I'm repeating myself, but I need to do this because some people come and go and join, like leave. And if you were here from the beginning, definitely you don't mind me repeat myself again. First of all, there is this little angel that we're trying to help with her medication. And she lives in Turkey. Her name is Ekra Deniz. She's suffering from a genetic disease, and she is in immediate need for medication. 2 weeks ago, when we started collecting donations for her medication, they were at 78%. Today, they are at 88%. So in 2 weeks, they grow about 10%, but she doesn't have much time. She literally needed this medication yesterday. So please, if you can, make your donations. Go to my bio, Linktree. Third name is Ekra Deniz. Click on this link and make your donations there at her page. If you add your name when you're making your donation, your name will pop up on the list. I will see it, your name. If you don't want, or you want to make sure that I see your name, you would make a screenshot of the thank you message, send it to me on my WhatsApp. Again, on my bio, you can find my WhatsApp link, WhatsApp message, business WhatsApp. And this Sunday, we will have a big, huge giveaway. We have a Louis Vuitton wallet. Beautiful pinky thing from Rashta. And we have 2 Gucci purses. I mean, honestly, Gucci, come on. 2 Gucci beautiful purses that they are coming from a friend that prefers to be anonymous. And 1 more poetry book. I had one giveaway last week for my poetry book. This week we have another poetry book to give away. And make your donations right now. I mean, like right now in 5 minutes when we end this session. Thank you so much. And again, so if you are interested in Juice Plus that we were talking about, this is all natural product, fruits, vegetables, berries, omegas. Nothing magical, but the magic is real nature. It is in capsules. The technology is mind-blowing, but they put everything in a capsule. And when you take them, you are confident that you receive all your nutrition that your body needs from these capsules. vitamins and way more than vitamins. If you're interested in them, please let me know. Use the exact link on my bio. Send me a WhatsApp message and say, I want to know about Juice Plus. I will walk you through it, how you can place your order in Canada, US, Mexico, almost all around Europe, and Dubai, Australia, Singapore, and Malaysia. Reach me out. WhatsApp on my bio, a link on my bio. And yeah, so let's continue with our talk. And our last guest for today would be the one and only, Rana.
Oh my gosh, I'm on camera.
Oh your gosh, you're half on camera. Now you're complete. You were like this. Oh my gosh, I'm on camera. Hi.
Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Iman?
Like literally, how are you doing? You've changed kind of. I'm just saying.
Thank you. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna say thank you when you ask me that question and not say anything back.
Mm-hmm.
That's my response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing more healing. Let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of physically, gosh, like, what is this product? What is Juice Plus? I want to give a shout out to like you for recommending the product. By the way, I'm turning 29, guys, on April 14th. And if you look at me, I do not look 29. And I have makeup on today, but if I didn't have my eyeliner on, like literally, I feel like Juice Plus is rewinding my age. Like whatever fine lines I had under my eye, like I had one fine line over here, it was gone. And I don't bluff. You guys know me. I'm like straight to the point. So Juice Plus is really helping me. I used to not be able to function without like 2 to 3 cups of coffee because I see a lot of people every day and I have to listen to stories.
Can you believe I'm having berry juice? Berry juice. I don't drink coffee anymore. I need to. This is kind of like the pose. I have to my thing, but I'm not drinking coffee. I have berry juice.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something crazy? And I have no
How crazy?
scientific
How
evidence.
crazy exactly are we talking about? Like.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Mm.
No, I have to tell you something spiritual about Juice Plus, but I have no evidence. But
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I know because I have noticed that your healing process already started, and the way that because there is some image of us that people see. Beautiful. Just keep that image if you want. Like do whatever you want.
yeah.
But there are moments that we just have the aha moment that okay, what exactly are you doing? It happened for me a couple of times, like way more than a couple of times. But so how do you think it's related to your diets?
So you want to talk about physical diet?
Yes.
Because I do have an important point, and trust me, I'm not gonna embarrass you.
Mhm.
I create content too, so I'm not gonna mess up your show. But Juice Plus, guys, I'm an energy healer, and so I'm extremely sensitive to energies, and I do Reiki as well. So not only I heal myself, and I heal people as well. So whatever I eat, I can feel its vibration. Anything I put into my body, I instantly feel what it's doing to me. When I started Juice Plus, I felt this tingling in my body, and I know what that means because I can shift my vibration. I can raise it or lower it how I want to. When I started Juice Plus does something to your energy field. My body started tingling and I started getting ringing in my ears. So whenever your ears ring, that means you're connecting to the 5D. Your vibration is ascending. And I kid you not, whatever decisions whatever unhealthy decisions, whether it was people I was communicating with or like foods that I was attracted to eating or even relationships, I started making better decisions. Again, guys, I have no scientific evidence to prove anything that I'm saying now, but I can feel it.
It's also, you don't need scientific evidence. You're talking about your experience. That's what I did. That's my point. Is not just about Juice Plus. It's about everything. When you hear that people say everything is energy, they love this sentiment. Oh, everything is energy. But what does that mean? Everything is energy. What is this then? It's not energy. It's a cup. It's a person. It's my food. Everything is a frequency.
Yeah.
Not in like extraordinary level or like metaphysic. It's really everything has a frequency. When you put things together, the frequency changes. That's how your small atoms make a molecule, and then they make it something, and it has a frequency. So when you put a frequency aligned with nature, exactly aligned with nature in your body doesn't accept the negative frequency anymore. Like all the bad habits, bad eating habits,
just repels it.
So you try to change your frequency aligned to nature with eating healthy. It's not a magic thing. It's all nature, and your body start to produce things which is aligned with this frequency, which are all the hormones and all the neuropeptides that are aligned with this frequency. They bring you happiness, they bring your energy up, and this is all science. This is all, it's not yoo-hoo. But the way that we look at things might sound that, so is there any what is the study? Can you show me the study? Yeah, so the study is go eat vegetables and fruits and live healthy.
That's the thing, is in society's attempt to civilize, we needed science, right? But then something important that I always tell my colleagues when we do research, when I try to say something out of intuition, I feel like I should explore this idea. They tell me, stop. Do you have any evidence? What studies can you bring out? And I said, guys, please stop it, because all of science started based on intuition. Like every scientific theory that's proven now that we teach the kids in schools, those things, how did people know that they existed? Because the scientists who discovered those discoveries, they were able to transport to a different dimension, and they were ahead of their time. And based on the intuition they had, then they invented the scientific process that helped them find the evidence.
And so just to add to your point, when it comes to evidence and science, Juice Plus is literally the most studied eating product in history. 42 scientific medical research all around the world in the last 30 years. They are published in peer magazines. It's not I do the research and I publish it myself. I do the research in an independent facility, and then I send it to a magazine, and I let them go through my research and show it to all my colleagues, and if they accept it, they will publish it. So if you want to talk about science, 40 plus studies are there. So this is science if you want as well.
And I, by the way, guys, like I'm wearing eyeliner, but I'm not wearing like any foundation. I am wearing like blush, but this is like my face, and people see me on videos because I make most of my videos without makeup. So it's definitely improving my skin. It's helping my hair grow. And again, he didn't pay me. No one paid me to come up and advertise. Like I'm paying for it using my own money. So it's good.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your share. It's always nice to see you. And of course, when you are glowing like this, make sure you come back more.
Yeah. I don't know if I have time to tell you my story, or I can just call it a night if we don't have time.
No, go ahead, please. Of course.
And the reason why I want to tell my story, it's going to be difficult for me. I don't have an issue verbally expressing myself. That's one of the easiest things I can do. But when I discovered Iman's page, that's the first time I started talking about myself. I was used to just listening to people and making them feel better. And I think I wrote a post today that talked about that. Is for years I discovered that I did nothing but to try and brush my feelings down the carpet or under the carpet, because I felt like the only way I was going to be loved and valued is if I gave something in return. And the first message that I want to tell about my story, which I've been healing for years now, my healing really started in 2017. And ever since that day, I go through periods. If I live really well, I've been succeeding. It's been an upward slope ever since that point, which today I would like to talk to you about the downward slope that I had to go through before I picked myself up. But healing is something that doesn't end, guys. You heal so you can live better. And if you're a conscious, connected person, if you're connected to spirit, then there will always be, the universe is always going to be sending you messages about things that you need to modify yourself, whether physically, spiritually, or mentally, in order for you to attract better and have better quality of life. So I would say the best thing I learned in my life story, which I'm going to mention more details, is flexibility as well. I thought about this meditation that I was doing the other day, and my spirit guides, I was asking them why I was in so much pain. Why do I always feel pain whenever I try to dive into my emotions? It's almost like hitting a hard wall. I push, and it pushes against me, and there's pain. And so I'm unable to get to the message. I'm unable to get to the problem or the wound because of that resistance that I have. And they told me, they brought me into a scene of an accident, which was extremely weird at first. They brought me into like a drunk and drive accident. The reason why drunk drivers do not die most of the time in accidents is because when the accident happens, they're so drunk that their muscles do not even stiffen. So most of the time in those accidents, the other person dies, but they don't die because of how lax they are. So I got the point. I got the message that they were trying to tell me. It's like, they're like, just let yourself go, flow. And they showed me my image when I was in Sinai floating on water. I used to like float on water, and I would have the mountains around me. And they would just say, flow, just flow like you're water. And you're going to learn your lessons, and you're going to heal, and you're going to achieve too. I just want to start from the beginning, and I'll try to make this as short as possible. I'm not a short speaker. I talk a lot. Sorry.
That's okay.
But
take your time.
My story started, or shall I say my trauma started with the situation that I was born in, because my parents had this crazy love story. They met in war. So war doesn't always bring bad things. War can actually result in good things. My mom's cousin got injured in the Lebanese war in the 80s, and my dad was the doctor who was treating him. And so my mom was visiting her cousin in the hospital, and that's how she met my dad. And it was this weird instant attraction. And so they didn't think anything of it because it's war, and like my dad has to go back to Egypt, and my mom has to go back to her home in Lebanon. And she was from this really big family that I can't even mention their name because I don't want to stir things up. But she had to marry from a certain family. And so my dad at the time had nothing. He was like almost like an orphan. Like his parents passed away, and he had given everything he had to his siblings because he was trying to help them make it in life. He was the father for them. So he thought he was not good enough for her when they met, and she thought that she was never going to be able to marry him. So they kept sending letters. They kept, because at the time there wasn't no Facebook. So they kept sending letters back and forth for 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
3 years love letters with a lot of Habibis.
I know, right? And yeah, my dad is a writer too, so he has a way with words.
Mm-hmm.
So he got her, and that's my karma. That's the emotional DNA that I carry. So it was a shock for my parents because after they got married, the cultural differences and the tough conditions that my mom had to endure, which she wasn't used to, kind of got in the way. My parents are big personalities. They have big egos. And so ever since I was born, my parents could not go through one discussion without fighting. And for me as a child, when I was a child, I used to be even more like spiritual or sensitive. So I would suck up all the energy around me. And because my parents were not in the best mood, they would always tell me, like, you're too sensitive, like you cry all the time, you're too sensitive. But when I grew up, I realized that I wasn't too sensitive. I was actually picking up the arguments and the sadness that existed in my environment as a child. And so I was getting traumatized, I guess, and I didn't even know it. But besides that, the good part about it is that I was really close to my dad. He gave me really the best childhood. He was such a sweetheart, and in a way, he conditioned me that he said yes to everything. Even if he couldn't do it, he would just say yes. So I got conditioned to that in life, that life will always say yes to you. So after that, my mom was pushing to immigrate to the US. So in Egypt, we didn't need to immigrate because my dad had pretty good living. He was decent, like he had made it in life by the time I came. So he said, I don't need to move, why do I need to immigrate? But my mom was pushing because her family lives in the US and she needed that support. And so we immigrated, we crossed the ocean, and I didn't really want to leave. I wanted to stay because I had everything I needed at the time. But I was flexible. I was still a kid. And my first shock when I got to the US is I was a very friendly kid. I'm still friendly, guys. I'm not a psychopath, but when I was a kid, I was more bubbly than now. So when I got to the US, and that's what made me want to study languages and become a linguist as well. Not having a language to speak to people with is actually a disability. It's not just you not speaking a language, because I used to see those kids on the playground and I would run up to them and I have so much passion inside me, I want to play with them, but I can't find the words. They can understand me, I can understand them, and that's one of my motivations. That's why I realize how important a language is, having a common language, not only linguistically, but I want to talk about having a common language in relationships and in love. A lot of times we think we're doing an amazing job loving someone because we're loving them the way that we want to be loved. And the moral that I want to speak about now is when you love people, one thing I had to learn the hard way, make sure that you are speaking their language. Love them in the way that they want to be loved if you want to make the relationship work. Because a lot of times you might be giving them something amazing that they don't need. You might be giving me a diamond necklace, but I need you to hold me. So what good does that do? And so I settled. I made my absolute best to settle in a new environment, considering the class issue as well, because we went from being high class, rich family back in Egypt to being less than middle class in the US. Obviously, the difference in currency was huge. So my parents' relationship at the time got really bad, and my dad's career was not doing well either because he couldn't practice in the US until he got his exams done. And for him, that was a joke. For a doctor who has been practicing for 10, 15, 20 plus years, for them to ask him to do chemistry and biology, that's just crazy. So my parents got in this huge fight, one of the biggest fights that I've ever seen them get in. And literally, I remember I walked in the room from school and my dad was on the bed. And at the time I was 12. So I had no idea what was going on. And my dad was like, you have 24 hours to decide to pack your bags and come live with me in Egypt, or you stay here with your mom. And at first I thought he was joking. I said, you're kidding. You like to joke all the time. And he was like, no. If you come with me, you're gonna live the same way that you've always been living. But if you stay here, then you're not gonna see me again. And for a 12-year-old, that was a very, the word hard cannot even describe it. I walked downstairs and I found my mom, and she was crying. And because she was crying, me as a kid, being the little kid I am, I decided to choose her. So I told her, I'm going to stay with you. And my mom said, because at the time my mom didn't work and she couldn't speak English. My mom spoke French. She's a French teacher. So she was an immigrant in the US. She had never worked because she didn't need to. My dad always did the providing. So my mom at the time told me, you need to go with your dad. And as a kid, I thought she didn't love me. For the longest time, my brain couldn't comprehend the fact that she wanted me to have the best life. And I said, no, I'm going to stay with you. And she was literally like pushing me away. She said, no, you have to go with your dad. Go pack your bags. And I said, no, I'm not going. And she at the time, she said, if you stay with me, I have nothing. I don't have anything. And you have to know that. And I don't know how we're going to eat. And I told her, like, I'd rather be with you and not eat. Like, if my dad's going to take me and he's going to give me everything that we had, I'd rather stay with you. And so I stayed. And that's where the roller coaster started, because my mom's family was not supportive at all. They took that as an opportunity to break us down even more, because her family did not agree to the marriage from the beginning. My mom ran away from her home to marry my dad in the 80s because her dad refused to marry her to my dad. So that's so my dad left, and then we had to basically fetch for ourselves. We didn't have a car. We couldn't understand people. So my mom she would take the bus. And mind you, this is someone who lived in a whole different life. She lived in a whole different class. And so she dropped 6 classes or 7 classes down, which was a big hit. One thing my mom did is sometimes we didn't have food. And my mom would never let us know. She would always find a way to make it work. And as a kid, I was ahead of my age, so I knew it. I knew that we didn't have enough food. And so I would always tell my mom, I'm not hungry, but I used to be hungry. And that was hard on me. That was really hard on me because, and I'm not ashamed to say that, some people might hear me now and be like, why are you saying that? No, I'm saying that because I know that whatever words are coming out of my mouth are going to save people who are going through the same situation. And to show you that right now I'm in a whole different situation, and it doesn't matter how deep life hits you, you can be in the gutter and you'll work your way up. Matter of fact, I just got a promotion, thank God, last week. And I'm going to be managing pretty much a whole department, and I'm 29 and life is good. But at the time, I would speak to my spirit. What keeps you alive during those times is your intuition, your imagination. Everything I have in life now, which I'm really thankful for, the universe and God, I imagine that. I would sit there and I would listen to music. I only had headphones and I had this little CD player that someone gave me as a gift. And that was my only escape. I would turn some music on, and that's how I manifested. I didn't even know I was manifesting at that young age. But I would turn my music on and I would imagine everything that I have in life now. I would imagine the house and the furniture, and I would imagine the car that I'm going to get. And I would imagine talking to people, being famous and talking to people. And now I talk to people on YouTube and I'm damn, I imagined all of this. I imagined everything I have. And I had so much faith that God was going to be generous enough for me. And of course, when I got to high school, the government here paid for me to go to school. But when it came time for me to go to college, we didn't have any money. College in the US is very expensive and it's not free. So one of our neighbors came over that night, and I'll never forget that night. Because that night could have broke me, and made me a failure in life or build me up. That night when our neighbors came over, they had never went to college and their kids never went to college because obviously we were living in a low socioeconomic area where everyone was the same. So he came, our neighbor, and he said, when I said I'm looking at college applications, and I was so happy, and I said I'm researching universities and I'm looking at college applications, and he just laughed. He just kept laughing, and he said, you're looking at college? He said, you need to go get a job ASAP. You cannot afford college. College is really expensive. And he almost like mocked me in a way. And I looked at him in the eye. At the time, I was 17, and I was working as a waitress at one of the trashiest restaurants ever. And I'm not bragging, but I was really good looking at the time, like attractive in a way. So that's how waitresses make their money. They make their money off of tips. And, you're going to have to endure strangers having conversations with you, and you have to be nice to them. Of course, I was able to fetch for myself, and I defended myself, and I was always honorable. But at the time, people saw me as this person is never going to make it in life. You're going to be a waitress for the rest of your life, and you need to be happy for just being able to eat and have a roof over your head. But I said, I'm not settling there because I know where I belong. I belong somewhere else. And I told him that day, I looked at him. I said, I never want to see you again because you're a hater. You're not a good friend. If you had loved me, like you said, you're like a father to me, you would have wanted to see me in the best way possible. I said, please don't come here again. And I don't want to see you. And if you come here, I'm not going to greet you. Because putting someone down when they have a big dream is one of the biggest murders that you can do. Especially when that person is in a vulnerable position. And especially when you know that person is living off of that dream. If you put someone down during that moment, you're just like a piece of shit human being. And I'm not afraid to say it. And so that day, I went and I got another job. I was working 2 jobs. I wasn't sleeping. I slept for 2 hours every day. And I was eating very little. And I couldn't buy clothes. Like I would maybe get 3-4 shirts every year because that's all I could afford. Every money that I had, I said I'm gonna put it in college. And surprisingly, the universe responded by being generous enough because my grades were so good. This is one thing I wanna tell all females and even males. Even if you're poor, make sure that you always stay academically successful. And that's why I still work in education despite my other career. Guys, education is an empowerment tool that will take you out of the gutters. So do not give up on your education because your knowledge is the only thing that the world cannot take away from you. Your faith is the only thing that the world cannot take away from you. And so if you have these 2 things, you don't really need money. You can create it. You don't really need appearances. You can create it. Because the people who are mocking you right now, they might not want to be around you because they're afraid you're going to ask them for help. But I bet you not. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to beg to talk to you. Matter of fact, the guy who told me that I cannot go to college, I ended up teaching his own kid in school. When he sent his kid to college, that's how he talked to me again. He walked up to me and he apologized and he said, that's how I found out about you because my kid said you're his instructor. And I said, yeah, I'm glad we met again. And I went, not only did I go to college, but I got a master's degree and I worked at institutions all over the world and I'm healing people. And I'm not saying that out of ego, but when someone tries to break you out of ego because they don't want to see you better than them, you better not sit down and take that abuse. Even when you're poor, you better not let people disrespect you. You have to be a fighter and you have to fight for yourself because this world is not going to be generous to you when you're weak. This world is going to run all over you and then people are going to try to step all over you. So the only thing you can do is be strong until you make it.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother now, I gave her anything in the world. She doesn't need anyone. She doesn't need to worry anymore because she's got me. And that's how it's going to be for the rest of her life. and she's got my other siblings. All of us, my mother raised 4 people. All of us, we are all in big places. None of us are failures in life. You know, we all made it in life. And I'm so proud to say that, because the blood and sweat of my mom was one of the main factors to what made us today. And also my ability to see beyond the poverty, to see beyond the weakness. One thing I tripped on, or I couldn't, you know, you can't be perfect. You can't do everything perfectly, is my inability to connect with my emotions. So when you live in a difficult life like that, you are in defense mode. You have to live out of ego, because that's all you got. You're fetching for yourself. So one thing you're gonna fall short on is emotional intelligence. Your emotional intelligence is gonna be like shitty because you didn't have time to feel. You didn't have time for emotions. So now that I think we can eat and I can do all the the ego things that I need to do. One thing that I'm strongly working on is my emotional intelligence, my ability to recognize my emotions when they come up and acknowledge them and tell my emotions that I hear them and I see them. One thing that I'm working on is breaking all the karmic cycles that I inherited from my parents and my grandparents, so I can attract the best partnership that I can attract in my life, because I do have the goal of creating a family one day, and I know that I will. So I just want to, my last thing, and I talked forever, I do apologize. The last thing I want to say, guys, you're not a slave in this world. Like, this world is trying to convince you so bad that you're a slave, but none of us are slaves. You know, the only reason people do not make it in life because of their perception. And quantum physics is really important to learn. If you want to master this world, you have to learn about quantum physics, because quantum physics gives you all the secrets to create your life. Like, quantum physics tells you that realities are happening all at the same time, and everyone is having a different reality based on their perception. And people are going to say, oh, that's complete utter bullshit. Like, you mean like we're living in 2 different worlds? Yes, you know why? Because whatever little brain in your head that you think you're so smart trying to use, only 2% or less than 2% of that brain has been discovered. So you do not know anything with your brain. If you think you're trying to use your analytical intelligence, they haven't discovered most of the brain. So we do not understand this world fully, but we have discovered our spirit and soul because we connect with it on a daily basis. We know God exists because God is what saved me, and that's how I'm here. And I told you like 1/4, 1/8 of my life story. There are many challenging times that I'm skipping out because we don't have time. So yeah, I have so much to say. I'm like so pumped up because probably Juice Plus is making me super hyper, but thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I really admire your story, and it is really inspirational. You mentioned a couple of things that it just popped up ideas in my mind. I can talk back like probably longer than you did, but we talk about languages. We talk about something you mentioned that don't treat. I recently, maybe a couple of months back, I made a video that there is a golden rule that they say, treat people how do you want to be treated. But I think there is a platinum rule, which is ask people how do they want to be treated. Simply, It doesn't mean that if I want something or if I prefer something, it doesn't mean that it's right and it's right for everyone. You mentioned about the
way you treat yourself, Iman, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the way you treat yourself is the way you're going to treat people. So one important concept that we have to realize is if you're not in touch with your own emotions, and if you don't know how to nurture and treat yourself, there's no way you're going to be able to recognize that in part.
And also, almost everything fails. That's a fact.
Yeah, exactly.
When you treat people the way that you think is right, it's all on you now. All the failure is on you. When you ask them, it's really highly likely that they don't know how to even they want to be treated. But eventually, I mean, it's not on me anymore. I ask you, how do you want to be treated? And that's how I'm treating you. Or you show me this way, I do it this way. So this is kind of like a mutual understanding. You mentioned something about pushing. It's a whole new topic for another day, that you chose your mom side, like based on the moment that she was crying, and she pushed you back. You insist. You push you. This is a like a very familiar pattern in when we jump into the emotions. The more they push, the more we want. The more they push, we don't even think anymore. You say no, I definitely will be with you. I definitely will stay with you. I don't want to talk about this, that was a wrong or right decision. There's no wrong or right. And also, I want to congratulate you for your promotion. And I remember
Thanks to you.
maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Thanks to you.
Mhm.
Guys, hey, he's humble. He doesn't give himself credit, but I was gonna quit my job, and because I trust in Iman's soul, I said, whatever you tell me now, I'm gonna do it. And he said, do not quit your job, and I did. And I'm glad I did. So thank you.
I'm so glad that you didn't. It was 2-3 weeks ago. You reached out, say, this is my condition. What should I do? I want to quit. I said, do not quit, guys. This is a simple. Let me tell you. If you hate your job, if this is the worst job ever, but this is the last thing you have to hang in there with your fingertips at the edge of the world. Do not leave your job until you have a better plan. Make it happen.
And do not leave a loser. Do not leave as a loser. If you're ever leaving a relationship or a place, guys, do not leave in loss, because you're going to remember that moment and you're going to be defeated for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So if you must leave a job, make sure that you are not running away. Face whatever you have to face, because it's going to teach you something, and then leave if you want to. Yeah, I mean,
if you think you deserve a better job, fill this educational gap, make a CV, send it out there, 100 places, talk to people, but until you have a better option, solid option, do not quit your job even if you hate it. Well, yeah, so I'm so glad that you've been doing great, and you still have way more to go, and looking forward to hear your story of success this time. Thank you so much, Rana, for joining me today.
Thank you, Iman. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Alrighty, so that was a really nice topic. We already passed about half an hour of our time, but it was worth it, of course. Just a quick reminder, and then hopefully I can share a poetry before we end this session again. Go to my bio on TikTok and Instagram, please. Linktree, click. Third name is Ikra Deniz. Make donations. This Sunday we will have a big, huge giveaways, and we talk about we have the Louis Vuitton wallet. We have 2 purses, Gucci purses. We have a book, like poetry book. Make donations. It's not a joke. We are running out of time. And thank you so much for watching me. If you already are interested, almost all my guests today are taking Juice Plus, and I'm so happy to see the impact in their lives and all aspects of mental, physical, energy, sleep, everything. If you want to join this with me, use the link on my bio, Linktree, send me a WhatsApp message and say Juice Plus or something. You can find the link on my bio, and I will take care of the rest. And take care of yourself. Let's see if I can focus enough to share this poetry with you. I don't know, I don't have it here, but let's go. Yeah, I don't know how many people can speak Farsi, but it's okay. بگذار تمام کوچه را خواب بگیرد تا دست شبم دامن مهتاب بگیرد. ای کاش به خواب من بی خواب بیایی. ای کاش به خواب من بی خواب بیایی. آرام مگر این دل بیتاب بگیرد. بگذار شبی با تو مقابل بنشینم تا جان مرا آن رخ جذاب بگیرد. سرمست ترین مطرب دنیاست دلم تا آنجا که سر زلف تو مضراب بگیرد. در معبد چشمان تو ایمان دلم ریخت، تا کام مگر از لب محراب بگیرد. Well, thank you so much, and take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you do, and smile more. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.